guys, welcome back to Mindplay podcast. So today we are jumping all the way back to 1980s, a time full of experimentation, fast-growing tech, to talk about a game from Atari that most people barely remember today, but that actually had a surprising influence on gaming history, Master Builder. Gamers back then were nothing like the player we see now. So as Nune pointed out, in the earliest day when computer was just becoming commonplace, so many people encountered the new technology with a lot of uncertainty, and it was exactly in that kind of foggy, exploratory, and sometimes even chaotic environment that Master Builder came to life. So in this episode, I'm going to break things down into three parts. So first, we'll look at the background of Master Builder and why its building-focused gameplay felt so fresh and exciting at that time. And second, we'll talk about what made its core mechanics stand out from other games of that era. And then finally, we'll get into how Master Builder influenced gaming industry and gaming culture later on. To really understand Master Builder, we have to first understand what players were looking for in that era, and why the construction-based game feels so appealing back then. Keyi talked about this in his article, Motivation of Playing Online Games, where he explained that one of the core motivations for players is self-expression. So in other words, people enjoy shaping virtual spaces in ways that reflect their own styles. He also mentioned two other big motivations, so first mastery and then progression. So meaning players feel good when they get better at something and see themselves improving over time. And that's exactly why Master Builder stood out. It was one of the earliest games that really matched these psychological needs, letting players build, refine, and express themselves in a way that felt rewarding long before these ideas become standard in game design. Master Builder core mechanics actually feel surprisingly modern, so even though they were packed into very limited hardware at the time. And then in the game, you play as an artist, you memorize blueprints, place bricks in the correct spots, and dodge obstacles like spectra dogs and lightning. After finishing a building correctly, you climb a ladder, get on a helicopter, and head to the next construction site. One thing that really stands out is how generous the game is with materials. So it gives you plenty of resources, but it also challenges you to use them efficiently. Players often find themselves experimenting over and over again, trying to figure out the best way to complete each structure. So the game rewards patience and a willingness to test different approaches. At the same time, Master Builder offers something close to an early sandbox experience. It did not force players down a straight path or insist that there was only one correct solution. Players could explore different strategies, and the final result depended on their choices. So this level of freedom was extremely rare at a time when most games follow very fixed paths. So even though it's not a full sandbox game, but it's clearly hinted at the sandbox ideas that appeared later. It introduced the idea that players play a role in shaping the world. It also embraced a design philosophy that values the process of playing more than the final outcomes. So the game encouraged continuous experimentations. Player fails, adjust, and try again. Generally speaking, so the goal is not to succeed in one perfect attempt. The heart of the game lies in the experience of gradually creating something and enjoy that process from start to finish. The real impact of Master Builder isn't just in how you place bricks. What makes it truly groundbreaking is that it gave players a feeling they hadn't really experienced before, the feeling of building and shaping space, instead of simply moving through a set of linear levels. And this makes a major cultural shift. Players were no longer just controlling a character, they were starting to create worlds. The game has creative authority from the developer to the players, shifting the focus away from killing level and towards the act of creation itself. And then Harvey talked about this in Twins Revolution, arguing that the democratization of game design allows anyone to create games and turns games into a medium defined by creativity. So Master Builder fits perfectly into this idea. Its construction mechanics encourage players to observe, apply, manage space, and gain fulfillment through the building process. So Master Builder places players in a system where they must plan, design, and accept the consequences. You choose how to shape the space, how to improve efficiency, and how to approach each building tasks. So the game reacts to your decision, and the result emerges from the system feedback loop. So Bogo's idea of procedural rhetoric also helps explain Master Builder's cultural importance. He argues that games express meaning through their rules and systems rather than through traditional storytelling. So that's exactly what happens here. So in other words, your action carried the meaning. So this vision of players as world creators became a defining idea for construction games that followed from Minecraft to City Skylines. And also Zhou notes that building games offer players deep autonomies. Through spatial design, players can regain a sense of stability and shape personal identities. So this is where the joy of building games truly comes from. The creative process, moving from an empty space to a fully formed environment crafted by the player. So when we're looking back, Master Builder stands as an early prototype of this entire design mindset. So as early as 1983, it was already empowering players to act as world builders. Now let's take a look at Master Builder's lasting influence. So basically you can actually trace these core building mechanics all the way through SimCity's cities layouts, Minecraft's world creation, and city skylines. They all follow the same basic cycle, so players place materials, combine them, and repeat until a structure is complete. So Thompson points out that the Atari era hardware was extremely limited, with barely enough RAM to handle complex graphics. Because of this, the designer had to compress a fully functional system into very minimalist conditions. So later on, these mechanics were expanded for more powerful platforms, but the core ideas never changed. Modern construction games didn't suddenly appear in the 1990s. They evolved from prototypes like Master Builder developed back in the 1980s. And then David Ford also observed in Sim Capital that SimCity embodies a popularized systemic logic. So basically, players plan within finite constraints, work with limited information, refine their strategies through constant feedback to achieve mastery. So Master Builder already used a similar cycle. So the differences in media only change how polished the visuals are. The underlying mechanics remains the heart of simulation games. So in other words, Master Builder laid the groundwork for games like SimCity and City Skyline, and profoundly shaped the design of city building games that followed. So if we shift our view back to the present and take another look at Master Builder, we might be surprised to find that playing this 1983 game can actually change the way we think about the relationship between the video game production culture. So why is that? Because Master Builder shows us that a game's cultural impact isn't something added after the fact. It's been wrapped into the earlier system design. So when we strategize, play, and experiment on screen, we are not just playing an old arcade game, we are stepping into a cultural logic. Mastering space, making decisions within limits, and finding meaning in the structure itself. And more importantly, it makes one thing more clear. That is, games aren't just product created outside of culture. Games are culture itself. So basically, the system logic in Master Builder mirrors real-world concepts like structural planning, efficiency-driven thinking, and organized decision-making. So even today, when we play Minecraft, SimCity, or City Skylines, we are following the same logic. We are trained to make choices within rules, optimize our actions, and express ourselves. So the mechanics of the game aren't just rules, they are a form of cultural storytelling. So when we revisit Master Builder, we are really looking at the roots of a culture. We see how the creator distilled their understanding of the world into rules under technical constraints. So in other words, Master Builder shows that video games aren't behind culture. They are shaping it, they influence us, and in turn, we influence them. So to wrap it up, Master Builder isn't important just because it's an old game. Its real significance is this. It was the first game to put the power to create world directly into the hands of players. It shifted gaming from being all about completing tasks to being about personal expression, kicking off what we're now thinking of as a sandbox culture. So it also laid the foundation for modern construction games, giving later titles like SimCities and Minecraft the building blocks to stand on the shoulders of giants. So culturally, Master Builder marked a big shift in how we think about games. They're not just in entertainment, they are spaces for imagination, creativity, and self-expression. So thanks for turning into today's episode. We will catch you next time. See you!